and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So as promised in my previous video, today I'm going to be doing kind of a quick last-minute tips and tricks for college apps. So I know that a lot of you probably have apps due either tomorrow or the day after if you're a senior in high school applying regular decision to these schools. So in my previous video, a lot of you guys left comments asking questions for what you should be doing in your college app. And so today I'm going to be answering a few of those and giving you some advice for what you should be doing in these final 48 or 72 hours. Okay, so the first question that I got a lot in the comments was, what should you be doing with your supplemental essays and how should they compare to your common application? So my best advice for that would be, make a list of everything that's important to you and everything that's important for colleges to know about you. So once you've made that list, maybe it's you were a swimmer and you did band and you did research, or you worked at a hospital, or any of those types of things. Or maybe it's just the fact that you have like a really strong family connection and a really great community back home and you want to make sure people know that. Or maybe it's the fact that you went on a really eye-opening trip like your sophomore year of high school. Whatever it is that you want, make a list of those things and separate them into categories. And then when you look at the supplemental essay prompts for that school, make sure you can tie each prompt to one category. For instance, if the prompt says, what's a topic of interest to you, and you've done research, you can connect that essay to your research. Or if it says, what's an event that was really meaningful to you, you can talk about maybe a big community service project you did. You just want to make sure that if you have that list of everything that's important to you, the college will somehow, through the supplemental essays and the Common App, see each of those things on that list. So you want to be able to hit every bullet point about yourself. Otherwise, you might be missing out on a big aspect of your application that a college might not see if you don't talk about it in your supplementals. Another tip that I have for supplemental essays is that you want to avoid cliches at all costs. For instance, Stanford asks for 5 words that describe yourself. And I feel like a lot of people could go very cliche with this and say, oh, curious, determined, outgoing, intellectual, and these are just I'm coming up with on the spot. You want to avoid those words. So other people asked about the MIT application in particular, because that is not on the Common App. And for that, I'd give the same advice as I did for the supplemental essays, in that you want to hit every bullet point about yourself that you want MIT to see in your application. It's okay if you have a little bit of overlap of topics in your essays, because obviously you want to be well lopsided and have a lot more interest in a few specific fields rather than be super well-rounded and say like, oh, I like sports and biology and physics and computer science and I want to be a dancer and a singer. Like if you say you're interested in everything, then colleges are going to know that you're just trying to talk up to them and you don't actually have a passion for one specific thing. But that said, you still want your supplemental essays throughout your application to be relatively unique from one another, because if you have too much overlap of content, then it's going to get boring and repetitive. A lot of people also asked me about the essays that are talking about why this school, like why Yale, why Stanford, why MIT. And for those, one piece of advice that I would have that really helps me when I was writing those essays was that you should go on the website for that school into the department that really excites you or you really want to pursue, and make sure to find out what research maybe a specific professor is doing or what opportunities they have within a certain major that you'd be interested in, and make sure to reference those in your essay about why that school. Or make sure you're using similar language to what they might have on their website. For instance, for my Yale essay about why I want to go to Yale, I watched the YouTube video Why I Chose Yale and listened to a lot of the reasons that students in that video said they liked Yale and made sure to touch on those in my essay. For instance, I think in that video they talked a lot about wanting to save humanity through architecture, something like that, and that really resonated with me with wanting to make a difference through physics and art. And so I made sure to reference that in my Why Yale essay. So to summarize, for the why essays, make sure to go into details about specific departments and what you're interested in and why that resonates with you, and also why the school wants you, not just why you want them. Because there might be a million students who say, I really like MIT's computer science department, but MIT wants to know, okay, why does their computer science department want you? So make sure that in your why essay, you talk about why you specifically want to make a difference and not just any generic student. Someone else asked about how you should organize your list of activities, whether it's in your Common App or in MIT's list of activities that you'll have in your application. For those, I would say don't stress too much about it. As long as you've hit the things that you want to be listed in your activities, it really doesn't matter all that much what order they're in. Finally, in terms of personalizing your application, I'd say make sure each of your essays are enjoyable to read. They might not necessarily be about enjoyable topics. They could be very serious or dark, but have someone else read your essays and make sure that they are engaged the entire time, and make sure that they leave the essay understanding more about you, wanting to know more about you, like they're intrigued about who you are and they're excited to read more of your essays. So just make sure that your essays are captivating, thought-provoking, and overall interesting. Because you don't want college essay readers to read your essay and have it all go in one ear, out the other, because it was boring or because you didn't write about a topic you were actually interested in. So before you submit your application, just have a parent or friend or teacher read over your essays and make sure that they're actually captivating, rather than just telling the colleges what you think they want to hear in a very boring and monotone way. So finally, to summarize, my 6 last-minute college app tips would be: number 1, make a list of your key attributes that you want to feature in your college app. Number 2, connect each of those attributes to a supplemental essay to make sure that you touch each of those attributes in your college app. Number 3, avoid cliches at all costs, especially with those short essays such as what's your favorite word or what are 5 words to describe you. Number 4, use the school's website for concrete details in your why this school essay. Number 5, make sure to say why the school wants you, not just why you want that school. And number 6, make sure to have someone else read your essays to make sure that they are engaging and captivating the entire way through. So good luck finishing your applications. I hope I was able to help you guys out a little bit with this advice. Don't stress too much and hang in there. You got this.